Solidarity, comrades. This evening, I wanted to do a little quasi rant. Not really a rant, but more maybe an advice video to newer uh, comrades in the radical sector, and not really. You have your education down. You've read, the A, B's, and C's of Marxism and socialism and communism and revolution, but you don't really know what practical steps to take next. And I feel like that's the biggest hurdle for a comrade coming, after their so-called maybe someone taught them, or just their education on Marxism in general, and then that sparking a fire of revolutionary fervor deep within them. I think that many reached a point, I know I did, well, I have all this knowledge and I have this will, but where do I start when it comes to being a good communist? And I think if you live in a first world nation, like I know many of my subscribers do, I was born and raised in a first world nation. I no longer I live in China now, but much of the first world workers, you don't have many options when it comes to major radical movements. Right now there's great opportunity in America with, the very blatantly imperialist, aggressive fascist police state that is being over-imploded by Donald Trump's overt and open racism, as opposed to the past regime's, closed racism. Either way, you see the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is a movement to protect a group of people who are murdered and demonized and put on the fringes of society, barring a few outliers. And there's just big issues across the world, and I think that the main goal of every individual communist is to, first of all, collectivify yourself, attach yourself to a group, preferably a group that is physically and practically active, not just online active. And I think that on a really helpful level, like on people's livelihoods and stuff, is to attempt to, even on the loosest basis that you can, if your regional laws don't allow for official labor unions and stuff. I know there's a lot of right to work in America, which makes it very difficult to unionize. But you can have sort of like a camaraderie amongst your coworkers to have this ability to collectively bargain together for a better group. So like a union and everything but a name, and not an official union. You don't have any funds if you decide to strike, but just a collective ideal as the worker that you need to instill in every single coworker. This is what I stress the most: instill in every single coworker that their labor creates value. If they can understand that their labor creates the value, then they can realize themselves and as a whole that they're the ones with the power. They're the ones that can make the difference. And I think that the workplace is a great place to start. Joining a local Marxist active party or organization. Anti-fascist action is a good one, though you will run into some anarchists. Your local dialectically sound political parties, and organize and educate, evangelize, teach others. That's the key. There's a lot of this false consciousness amongst the American populace, where even the people who, though they are labor aristocracy according to Lenin, even though these people are the poorest in the country, they'll vote for the party that will fuck them the most. So we just need to educate these types of people and divert their anger into the right direction, into a more positive and progressive approach. And I mean, this all comes down to the good old adage, the good old adage from Mao Zedong of combating liberalism. Too much, we as communist radicals and Marxists, I even catch myself doing it sometimes. We, in a public situation with coworkers, friends, acquaintances, we hold our tongue, we bite our tongue when someone is going against the right path, the dialectically correct path that we objectively know that they're wrong, but we keep our mouths shut. We don't say anything. We don't do anything about it. We need to take action in every aspect. And this all comes down to combating liberalism. And if we don't allow these slights against our cause to be heard, then we have a chance to educate those people who would otherwise slander us and bring them to our side with a little bit of education. So this video is basically just about evangelism and combating liberalism and a little bit of a rant. I don't know where I was going with this one. Tired, and I thought I'd spit one out, but thank you for watching, solidarity comrades, and have a good one.